Hello Divas, this is Wanda from Wanda's Workbasket for all things creative and crafty with a little bit of inspiration mixed in. Today is another whip and chat type thing, a work in progress, and another few pages from my friend Fear from Mira Lee Patel. Okay, we'll get to that in a moment. Got my glue. This is tacky glue, remember? Aleene's tacky glue, and I squeeze it out onto an old baggy piece of plastic because of the weather. I don't trust the glue, and I'm not only going to double glue it here, I'm going to polyurethane it when I'm done. It is a gift and I want it to be complete. Those are number 2s. Alright, I'll start here and work on the bow. It's going to take a while, isn't it? Okay. I can get you a little bit closer, I think. There we go. And start there. So, what's going on with you? I'm glad you came back. I'm really glad you're here with me. It's evening now as I'm doing this, and I can see myself finishing it tonight. Yeah, I'd love to. Well, I'm still getting ready for our trip. The laundry drives me nuts. When you go, do you have a pack list that you like keep and work off of every time? It's going to be difficult for me because we're going to be at my in-laws. We're going to stay at the house because there's plenty of extra rooms to stay with my pop, and I am looking forward to it. I'll get a real Mexican dinner in Arizona. I'm looking forward to that. I don't eat spice, though. I can't stand spices. And I don't like cilantro. So I usually get the meat and cheese and rice and beans all rolled up without any spice, which is exactly what I like. I'm looking forward to a nice, real meal. Mexican meal. I have this meal that I like to make here at home. It's just rice and black beans, salsa, or just some chopped tomatoes, and cheese. I get the canned chicken breast, canned because it's already cooked and ready to go. I can also get the raw chicken breast and cook that ahead of time and chunk that up. And then I just mix them all together when they're hot. And you can put salsa on it. You can put cheese on it. You can put all kinds of, whatever else you want on it to make it taste good. That's one of my recipes that I love. It's flexible, it's easy to make ahead of time, and all you have to do is put the meat in and warm it up. And but then put the salsa, sour cream. Oh, have to have lots of sour cream. I love sour cream. That helps it too. And that's what I do. Sometimes I have a pickle on the side to cut the grease from if I put burger in instead of chicken, which is rare. Do you like Mexican food? Do you like it hot or not? My heritage didn't grow up with hot things. You're meat and potatoes people, so I like to taste my food, not feel it burn down my throat. That's what I always say. But my husband likes it hot. He was, raised partially in Southern California. So he knows, he likes the heat. And apparently my grandson does too, because Mark has been giving him bites of yeah, my grandson steals some of it, my husband's hot sauce and that kind of thing to add to his food, and it's so funny because they both like it. So, let's see. These are the number 2s. So, what's going on with all of you? I wish it was a one-on-one chat so we can sit and talk together. I like the idea of a retreat. One of the other YouTubers has a retreat every once in a while. And I don't live in southern Texas, so so I can't participate. At least I can't participate physically. I like the chats, the Facebook chats and all that, where we can talk, like I can read replies or see your face. I like a Zoom meeting better, I think, because then I can see your face and we can chat one-on-one. Maybe I'll do that sometime. Maybe I'll do that sometime. When I have enough subscribers to make it worthwhile. Which brings me to, remember our contest. I have so much stuff I'd like to give away that I could do monthly giveaways, honestly. I need patrons to help with the mailing costs, but I want to give away lots of stuff. I have, I hoard a bit, and before it gets any more, I need to de-stash, and I want to bless others with it instead. So I want to bless you. I just need to somehow come up with the cash to mail them, but I'm sure that's the least of my worries at this point. Let's see, what else? What else can we chat about? Do you ever feel guilty bringing the mail home? Like, you have a lot at home to do, but you can't help ordering for some of these cheapy companies, and sometimes you love them and sometimes you don't. Sometimes they come and sometimes they were a scam. You have to really be careful when you order stuff online. I'm wiggling them because I don't want to see any of the circles, the guide circle underneath. It's hard sometimes with the glue until it gets clear again, which it does. I'm doing number 2, more orange. It's a gift from my mom. I know I asked in the last one, but I'd love to know what you do with all your paintings, gizmos. I have a lot of things to do with leftover drills, and even paintings that you've done that you don't like. I have ideas to transform a few of mine. Do you ever, finish it just because you needed to finish something? You couldn't just leave it. I threw 1 or 2 out that just was hopeless. But there have been 1 or 2 canvases that I've done that I like the colors in. I do not like the way it turned out. Like, I ordered it too small, so you couldn't make out words or anything, and I didn't provide a high definition picture. So on a custom, so that I like the colors again, but it didn't turn out well. So I have an idea. what I want to do with those. A crafty idea. So it won't be in this video, but it'll be an upcoming video what I do with those. What do you do with yours? Do you complete the canvas? Do you throw it out? I'd love to know what you do with yours. The kids are loving their summer. My granddaughter is going to like a reading camp from school for a couple weeks during the day. Just day, like they're bussed in and out. It's not that long either. I think it's just mornings. I want to take them to the library soon. Now that everything's back and open, I need to go to the library, and I'd love to take them with so they can look at the books there and maybe borrow a book or two and realize, you know, how fun reading can be. Maybe there's usually a summer reading thing where somebody reads to them. One of the librarians or a volunteer will read a kid book. And it's one of the most fun things I used to do, take my kids to, and now I want to take my grandkids to. Do you guys have a local library that you can go to check out books? What kind of books do you like to read? What genre? Mysteries, histories, biographies, fantasy, science fiction, non-fiction, cookbooks? What do you like to read? I love fiction, like mysteries, not gory, gross stuff, not UFO stuff, not complete romance. I like a little bit of romance in it, a little bit of steam. It doesn't hurt anything. But I like keeping books that keep me guessing. I used to read a lot of Agatha Christie and Ellery Queen. And in fact, I have a stuffed elephant that I called Ellery, after Ellery Queen, the mystery writer. I have a couple on my Kindle right now. I'm not sure what, I can't remember what they are. It's been a while. I belong to a Sabbath preachers. Where are you here? Fell off. A Sabbath preachers group, and we read about 5 books that they send to us, and the beginning of the year and at the end of the year we get together and discuss the books, and it's really neat. I think it really keeps, the reason why it's for preachers is because, one thing, we need to keep learning how to write sermons and things. We need to keep learning, period. Turn this around here. Okay, that's not what I wanted to happen. I'm gonna have to... I have to pause it or something here. Cut this out. Oh, booger. I bet I lost the last color for this one. Shit. See, it's fine, taking it out. So I shouldn't have all this stuff sitting here anyway, right? I need to keep doing it, but... Oh, that fell down. We're back. Sorry about that. Everything fell off the side on me. But I shouldn't have had it packed that full. You know the process, right? So, right now, we're going to step into our book, My Friend Fear, by Mira Patel. We were about to start the chapter 4, Say Hello to Fear. We're on page 55. And I believe I've read this page already, but it's a good place to start again as we move ahead. So I'll read this again. It's just short one. We are not alone in our fears. Look around you. Every person you see is afraid of something. Some are small fears, losing our keys. Some are large, losing a loved one. But they live inside each one of us. Many of the fears we carry are justified, but many, many more begin as reasonable concerns before quickly evolving into irrational beasts. Our brain is designed to protect us. It doesn't always know the difference between facing a hungry shark or saying hello to a stranger. It's up to us to teach it the difference. So, yeah, we need to teach our brains how to react to certain things. You know, we're so used to reacting immediately, fight, flight, freeze, that we don't know how to flow with it. And this is what I'm hoping that this book helps you see how we can flow with our fears and our anxieties and let it teach us something. Okay, this exercise is called Sit with Your Fears, and it's on page 56 and 57. Mira writes, tune into your fears. Are you able to separate the irrational fears from the rational ones? What fears scare you the most? Remember the last Whip and Chat we did with Mira here. We talked about drawing a little monster and then, you know, tracing it or drawing it again while, as you think about your fears and you create a bigger monster, and at the end, when you get to the end of the what ifs, you take the big monster away somehow, erase it, rip it up, whatever, and look back at the little monster and say, you know, I don't want to make this monster grow into this big of an adversary. So, you know, now you see your fear as little again. So this is saying the same type of things. Are you able to separate the irrational fears from the rational ones? When you feel fear coming closer, ask yourself, where is it coming from? What is its root? Is it sprouting from my present circumstances, or does it not have any root at all? And she writes a few of them. It's called fear of jumping into water, fear of drowning. Fear, the root is she can't swim. So she starts with her fear of jumping into the water and brings it down to, I'm afraid because I can't swim. Well, there's a solution for that, right? Learn. And then she says fear of being hurt again. The root of the fear would be history of toxic relationships. Fear of never being loved. So these are the fears that come out of the root of a history of toxic relationships. So there are ways to identify that and get together with your counselor, your personal counselor, and talk over those things. She continues, irrational fears are the stories that we weave into long spinning tales. We tell these stories to ourselves repeatedly, choosing colors and feelings to accompany each twist, creating entire paintings of how each story will unfortunately unfold. These stories live in the future, always wondering what happens next, while rational fears live in the present. Identifying whether your current fear has a root can quickly help you determine what kind of fear it is. I'm going to hold there because That's really significant. I don't know if I think I told part of it, but I'm not sure if you know this story. A little of my tea here. In college, I was a home ec fashion merchandising. I gotta redo this little part here. And they asked one senior to direct the end of the year fashion show. And I volunteered because I really wanted the credit, the extra credit. Not that I needed it, it was, you know, I had straight A's at that point anyway. But I really wanted to, because I wanted that to be part of my career. Didn't end up being, but I loved the experience. So, anyway, I rehearsed the people who made their clothes and wanted to be in it. They had to write a little card, 3x5 card, describing their outfit, and then we practiced. We practiced on the stage, and we practiced, like, you know, the order, who's going when, how far to walk out, will you have an escort or not, that kind of thing. And we asked guys from the sports teams, from the guys' sports teams, if they wanted to escort. And one of the gals that were designing their clothes and that kind of thing. So anyway, I really loved doing it. Absolutely loved doing it. But the problem is, the night before, and we just had rehearsal, the night before I had a panic attack in bed. I got cold, clammy, sweaty. My heart was racing. I couldn't sleep. It felt like I had a dozen NODOs in me, you know? And I was panicking. I needed to use the bathroom, but I know I didn't need to use the bathroom because I just did, but it felt like I needed to. I was alone. I didn't have a roommate. I was a single bedroom, single dorm room at that point, so I was alone. And I was panicking. So what did I do? I prayed first. And then I calm myself by thinking about the present, you know, staying in the present. What we worry about because we think it's in our future. We worry about what can or could happen. We're not worrying about the present or thinking about right then and now. So I don't know where I learned this. I believe it was Spirit, you know, helping me out here. It was too late at night to call my parents or call my boyfriend, so that wasn't an option. So after or during my prayer, sometime during that time, I thought, okay, right now, right here and now, first of all, I don't have to worry about the fashion show, because number one, it's basically just for us home eckies. Nobody else is going to come. And it's not like I'm auditioning in front of a future employer or anything. It's just for fun. So, you know, I had to retrain my brain to think that way. And in the grand scheme of things, I knew I wanted to be married, and we were heading that way. We were engaged already. And I wanted kids. And I did want a career in fashion merchandising, but not at the expense of, like, family. And better do it this way. You see what I'm doing? Do I need to move you in a little bit? And I said right here in this very second, I don't need to panic, because move you in just a little bit. And move into your view what I'm doing exactly. I had a roof over my head. I had people who loved me even though they weren't there with me at the moment. And I thought about a movie I had watched at the Air and Space Museum in Washington, D.C., where you started looking at flowers, and then it took you inside the flower, and then inside the cells, and to the tiniest little quark particles that we know that exist within each cell, within each atom. And then it started to pull back. You know, we pulled back out and got a wider view. It pulled you back to the flower again, in situ, you know, in the garden. And then it pulled back further, and suddenly you saw where the garden was. It was next to a house. You saw the house. And then you saw the neighborhood. And then you saw the country. And then you were out in space, and you were seeing the clouds and the mountains and everything, and where you were on the earth. And then it would go out even farther into space, and oops, that was a 1 there. There, caught it. You go far out in the galaxy, as far as the known universe. I mean, there wasn't any, it was all music, there wasn't any dialogue to it or narration or anything. It was just this unbelievable, pulled way out, and it pushed you back in real fast. It went shoo, right into the earth, right into the states, right into the flower, right into the atom again. And then it pulled you back out quickly, that you were still watching the flower where you started from. It was just absolutely amazing. And I thought, in the grand scheme of the universe, how important is this really? I am panicking over nothing. If I fail, no one's even going to know it. And what would failure even look like? I mean, we were students. We were there to learn. It's not like it would be perfect to begin with. I had a roof over my head. I was breathing. I had a full stomach. I had, you know, I was under the covers of my bed and in the most relaxing place I could be. I had people who loved me. And in terms of the universe and space and time and all that, what does this fashion show really mean? And I relaxed. I could sleep. My panic attack subsided, and I was able to sleep well that night. And the fashion show went off fairly decently anyway. I don't remember if I had any mistakes, or because I was in the fashion show too, and I had to remember where I was in the lineup. And so that was tricky. But it doesn't matter now. It was a very, very good learning experience for me, and I'm glad it happened. I'm glad the panic attack happened, because after that, every time I felt panic coming on, that's what I would think of. Let's stay in the present. Think about where you are right at this very minute. Yes. Think about what you're thankful for that is right there immediately around you. Keep your mind in the present. and then think about, in the grand scheme of things, in all of space and time, is this that I'm worrying about very important? I mean, it might be. It might be something like you got a bad diagnosis from the doctor, and it's a shock, or you might have a loved one pass, and it will change your whole world, and you're in shock. But while you're in shock, you need to be with others. You should not be by yourself if you're in shock. And have others help you keep grounded. Because that is not the time to be strong. There's the man here. Okay. Or on your own. But if it's something small, even if it's, you're looking for a new job and you're waiting and waiting and waiting until that phone call comes, and you're hoping the phone call will come. That hey, you want the job, and you're panicking because you haven't heard anything. You have a boyfriend or girlfriend, and they are out late, and you don't know where they are. You can't get a hold of them. Whatever. There are some things that you need to be with someone as you struggle through it, and there are some things that you can just stay in the present and have it dissipate that way. And I like what Mira says about finding the root. I think I talked a little bit about that in the last one, about take it to what if. If this happens, what if? If this happens, what if? But Mira is taking it the other way. Mira's going into it further. She's saying, what am I really afraid of? I was afraid of failure. Well, why was I afraid of failure? I was afraid to look stupid. I was afraid that I would be mocked again. Again, as in, we all have difficult school experiences and bullies in our life. And I felt like I was bullied pretty severely by my peers for a number of reasons. I'm sure some of you can relate to that. And, my fear of failure comes from that. I don't want to look stupid. I don't want to be teased anymore. I don't want to fail. You know what? That's another reason why I think I want to get to a number of subscribers and start giveaways and stuff, because I've done over 90 videos. I don't have that many views at this point when I'm doing this in June 2021. And I'm afraid of failure. I don't want to look stupid. So that's one reason I ask you to like and subscribe, so that I know in some small way that I should keep doing this, that I want to be a positive influence in the lives of others. And I hope to encourage you. I hope to give you other coping strategies. We all know that what we're doing, the diamond painting or crafting, it's like making order out of chaos. And it helps our anxiety in that way, that we're putting things to rights and we think about what's going on in our lives and try to get to the bottom of things. And we don't really have to think too much while we're doing some of these crafts. And I think that's why we do them. So on that note, I'm always afraid of failing, always afraid of looking stupid, and I get very overprotective of myself. I had somebody say that I was standoffish, and that was way back in seminary, about 15 years ago. I can't believe it's been that long. But, and she did me a favor. She really did me a favor, because I did not know that's how I was coming off. But she said that the trip we were taking as a group with our seminary, she learned a lot more about me, and then she understood why I felt that way. And really, it's my protective wall. I have this, and we all do. We all have a protective wall that goes up that tries to keep others out if we are threatened in some way. And that, you know, I only wanted to be liked and, you know, seen as a peer. And here I am sending out a standoffish vibe. A, you know, this is my protective wall and you're not getting inside of it vibe. And I didn't even know that. So, even though it was close to the end of my time at seminary, the trip was, I'll tell you about that sometime. It really, helped me change as a person. Not to be standoffish. To be open. Because again, I did those exercises. What's the worst that could happen? What am I really afraid of? That kind of thing. And along with a good counselor, mental health counselor, you know, got to the bottom of some of those things. And that to me was precious. You know, my protective wall, your protective wall, goes up when you feel threatened, or when somebody hits one of those fear buttons within you. I need more glue on here. And it's there for a reason. It's there to protect you. You built it yourself because you didn't want to be hurt again. Many women who have been sexually assaulted, you know, the PTSD is your wall jumping back up again, putting into place so that you won't get hurt by whatever's coming. And we don't, you know, we trained our bodies have trained us that way, our minds have trained us that way. And when you perceive that there is no threat, you're allowed to relax, but all this adrenaline is going through your body. And I talked about it before. I think that's where fibromyalgia in part comes from, just from my own experience, I'm not a counselor or anything, so please don't take my words as gospel, but I think to myself, all the chemicals, the fight or flight or freeze chemicals going through my body for all those years, and then having, being in a car accident, that trauma just threw it over the edge, and that's why I have fibromyalgia. Again, I'm only speaking for myself. So, I was hoping and praying by the counseling and stuff I was taking, a spiritual direction I was involved in, Gestalt Pastoral Care, practicum I was in to learn. I was hoping by all those things that my fibromyalgia would go away. I'd learn how to release all that. But I got to tell you, the toxins still run through my system. It's been years since I've done that, and the toxins still run through my system and give me a lot of pain on a daily basis. That's just how fibromyalgia works. Some days it's fine, and other days it's severe. And your plans that you've made suddenly are not doable. And you do end up letting people down. It's just the nature of the beast. Those of you who have fibromyalgia know that. if you do have any kind of like the autoimmune things like that, I'd love to know. Send me an email and we can chat about it. You don't have to say anything in the comments, or just let me know that I'm emailing, say I'm emailing you, let's chat or something like that. And while you're down there, please like and subscribe so that I can continue to bring you encouragement and good emotional, they have like IQ, intelligence quotient. I love talking about EQ, your emotional quotient, or EI, emotional intelligence, that kind of thing. I love talking about that. I love talking about our emotions and being encouraging. And so I want to continue to bring you books like Mira's and also to let you know that I'm writing a book about my experiences with regards to why I have PSD and anxiety and all that stuff. I'm writing a book on that. And it's also about how creative means were an integral part of my healing. And that's what I want to bring to you. I want to open up some creative areas that you may not have thought of to help you deal with your PTSD, to help you let your wall down when it's safe to do so, and to help you keep the toxins in your system at bay. I'm not a counselor. I'm a pastor. I am a spiritual director, but I'm not, a therapist in any way, shape, or form. So please don't take what I say as gospel. I'm just sharing out of my own experience that this is what happened to me and this is how I interpret it. Simple as that. I'd love to start some conversations with you about these things, and we can do it in private over the email. I'd love to start that. My email is down below in the box, in the comment box, and I can tell you now, it's also Pastor Wanda S. That's spelled PASTOR WANDA, the letter S, at gmail.com. So, if you want to chat, I would love to have a conversation with you. The beginning of my channel may have been floundering for a purpose other than just sharing a love of diamond painting and hoping that deeper into spiritual direction and prayer, which is my first love anyway, one-on-one with people. So, and leading retreats and workshops, either by myself or with my best friend Suzanne, because we wrote a book together a while ago, and we had been doing workshops like gangbusters for a while. And right before tomorrow, she's going to call tomorrow, and I need to talk to my cousin who has the cabin to see if I can use the cabin in September for Suzanne and I to have a retreat, personal retreat together. I have to call him tonight after we're finished this video. I think in my previous videos I talked about our mountain cabin in the Poconos. It's a drive up there, but the kids, my kids and the grandkids absolutely love it up there. And I do too. Suzanne and I found many walking trails. I'm not going to be very good at walking this time, but I need to get out into fresh air and at least stretch. Extra, just a little bit of movement so I don't get stiff. And so that I can get better. They said, well, I can't talk about it yet, so let's just wait on what they said. Anyway, I want to go up to the cabin with Suzanne for a week retreat again. We'd done it before, and it was fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. We ate, of course. We had wine, of course. Oh, I'm so glad that it dries clear and I can push these back into place here. Fix that one first. Yeah. Fix these a bit. Shove them back into place. Very good. Good deal. Good deal, good deal. So anyway, that's what I'm looking forward to doing in the fall. I want to finish writing my book. We take art projects up there that we're working on, and we do art projects together. Sometimes we play a card game. We, went out to see the sights a little bit. We go out to eat, or, we both would cook for each other, and just, it was just a wonderful week, relaxation week. And we don't really have, I guess they have the TV up there now and cable, but when we first started going as kids, we didn't have any of that stuff up there. It was like heaven. We do have the internet up there now, and I do need to keep in contact with all of you. All y'all. I'll take you up there with me if I get to go up in the fall. But anyway, that I have to make a phone call about that. Tonight yet. Because I'm sure my cousin is busy in the morning with work and stuff. Maybe he's even on vacation. Maybe he's even up there now. I don't know. But I have a cell phone. I can leave a message. So, I'm trying to decide on my Arizona trip what projects to take with me. Should I take a couple of the bags, the tote bags, to do? Should I take a real big, not super big, but like a 30 by 40 or 40 by 50, something like that, with me to do for 2.5 weeks? Because I'm sure in the evenings when Papa's tired, we're going to be doing our own thing for a while, and I want to stay with you and do a whip and chat while I'm there. And just sort of, I have to take you outside here to show you my mom's gardens. The walking through my gardens and my mom's gardens and my daughter's patio with a pond and the frogs. And Arizona and the beach house at Cape May and the Pocono retreat house. Now, I gotta tell you, they aren't mine. They belong to a relative who bought it for family use. So, I don't own those things. I'm not rich by any way, shape, or form. They're not mine. Believe me, I think the more you have, the more you have to take care of. It wouldn't make a good landlord. So, whoops. Come on. I want to get into a routine, too. Like writing in the morning. and after lunch, going out and doing a little walking if it's a nice day, and then getting to my art right after that. And then toward the end of the day, do the rendering and the editing and rendering of the videos. What I deleted earlier, hopefully, when I'll come back to this, when I deleted earlier, oh goodness, is I dumped something off my table here. My elbow knocked something off the table, and I had to retrieve it all. I'm thankful that it wasn't the drills here in my tray that fell. I'm so klutzy. That's usually part of the action here, par for the course for me. Which I'm thankful that's not the case. My brother has a hot tub at his place. So he and my sister-in-law said, come on over and use the hot tub. Maybe you'll feel better with that, because I can't get into cold water. I can't get into a pool unless it's like at least 80 degrees. Because my fibromyalgia and the muscles go, you know, they stiffen up and they really hurt. So I don't get into cold water. But the hot tub, yes, I can do that. So I'm thankful for access to that. That will help pain management considerably. I'll get into the habit of that after Arizona. Maybe I'll feel good in Arizona because it'll be, what do they call it, a dry heat? I'm on the East Coast and it's a humid heat, and it's miserable when it's humid. You feel like you're like breathing underwater. So I'm almost done the bow. Thank you for sticking with me so long while I'm doing the bow here. It's been hot. It's really been hot. Hotter than normal for June. I don't know, I think we slipped a month. I think the calendar slipped a month in the past couple years, because it's been warmer later into the year and colder later into its time period. More than usual. Doing a tulip now here. Rolling it around so you can see what I'm doing. No, 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 don't fall. Oh, man. Yes, I do have too much stuff here on the desk. I get it. Help me out. Help me get rid of stuff by hitting the like and subscribe and coming back until I can have my until I can do my first giveaway, so I can destash. Lots to destash, peoples. Lots to destash. Good stuff too. Full kit, unopened kit from Dreamer's Design. It may not be the first prize, but that's on my list. I have a hand-turned pen from Jim's Handmade Pen Shop. I have cover minders galore, ones I've made and ones I've purchased. I have a journal to make that I can send. I've got other tools for diamond painting. I have things for other crafts in there. I have a huge bag full, and I have so much more I can get rid of. So, please like and subscribe. Tell others about my channel if you think they might benefit from encouragement and a smile. Oh yes, you can't see my smile. I'm sorry. Okay, so I hope to see you back soon. All right? Bye now.